Hey, let's hope he doesn't lose his house number. He'll be in trouble, right? He's looking for his house? Looks like he's way right at you. You're on his phone. Congratulations.
Entrance, right? Is this the correct entrance?
Good afternoon, and welcome to the 104th Commencement exercises of Don Bosco Preparatory High School. To give the invocation this afternoon, I call upon Father Lou Konopelski. Please remain standing after the invocation for the playing of the National Anthem.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we come together today to give you thanks and to recognize the gifts that you give to us. In particular, we thank you for the students of the class of 2019 here before us. We thank you for the virtues within them, the virtues of intelligence, dedication, hard work, and perseverance. We thank you for the brotherhood in which they live and the support that they give to each other. We thank you for giving them the ability to be happy with you forever. We thank you for the parents, coaches, moderators, teachers, educators, and friends who have been there to help them and guide them. We thank you for blessing the country in which they reside and the freedom in which they live. We ask that you continue to bless them as they take their rightful place in society and do their part to build your kingdom of love and peace and justice. And we ask this through the intercession of Mary, help of Christians, and of Don Bosco, and in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Please be seated. In 1969, Richard Nixon was president. The Woodstock Music Festival took place. Apollo 11 landed on the moon, and Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to step on the moon. The Beatles recorded their final album together. The average family income for a year was $8,550. The average price of a car was slightly over $1,000. Gas was 35 cents per gallon. And tuition at Don Bosco Prep was $35 a month. It was in that year that our Golden Robe alumni graduated in 1969. And they wrote in their yearbook that Don Bosco Prep aims for the development of each student as a mature person and a moral person. And they wrote that they, the class of '69, felt confident that they had achieved those goals with the assistance of the Salesian brothers and priests and of the lay faculty. And as they went out to take their place in the world, they said they looked to Jesus for his guidance in the years ahead and to the intercession of their friend, St. John Bosco. We're happy to welcome them back tonight, and I'd like to call up their teacher who taught all of them for 3 years, Dr. Scanlon, to present them with a gift from the school on the occasion of their 50th anniversary. Brian Cameron. Glenn McCarthy. Father James McKenna, Salesian of Don Bosco. Dennis Pierce. Frank Portolano.
Thank you.
Gary Mosick. Alan Seward. Thomas Simpson. And Dr. Robert Sukowski. Welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
In just a moment, we will hear some remarks from the class of 2019 salutatorian. This year's salutatorian is a young man held in high esteem by his peers, teachers, and administrators. His academic accomplishments are extraordinary, as you can imagine. In addition to proving himself academically, he excels in the art room, on the lacrosse field, as a leader in multiple honor societies, and more. He is a brilliant, hardworking student, but most importantly, he is a kind, humble young man of unwavering good character and integrity. He will attend Georgetown University in the fall, where he will no doubt continue to make a positive impact on his community. Please join me in congratulating our Don Bosco Prep Class of 2019 salutatorian, Aiden Patrick Pizzo.
Thank you, Mrs. Hollenbaugh, for the introduction. Father Jim, Mr. Fazio, the Honorable Arnold Natali, members of the administration, faculty and staff, Salesian priests and brothers, family, friends, alumni, and of course, fellow graduates, good evening, and thank you all for joining us in celebrating the class of 2019. What an incredible 4 years it's been. I can still remember freshman year, coming into the school as naive freshmen, putting DBP 2019 in our Instagram bios, thinking the year 2019 was decades away. When we arrived here, there was a parking lot where Stavio Hall now stands. We ate lunch in what is now the fitness center, and Mr. Moore was a gym teacher and basketball coach, not the man whose phone call I eagerly awaited on snowy February mornings. So much work was put in to receive these diplomas, whether it was writing up 5 physics labs in one night for Mrs. Kozak, having to attend one of Mr. Kildoff's AP Chem night classes, translating ancient epics with Mr. Zawiski, or reading an entire 2 chapters of the Odyssey the class period before Mr. O'Connor gives you his daily quiz. Over the past 4 years, we weathered a slight reconfiguration of campus, a new class and lunch schedule, and the ultimate test of our resilience, a new food service. Through all that has changed, our brotherhood has remained constant. We comforted those in our community who lost loved ones. We rallied behind those with health challenges of their own, and we showed up to support our fellow Ironmen, whether it was on the field or court, in the arena, auditorium, church, or banquet hall. A lot has changed over the past years, but we've rolled with the punches and adapted. As John Maxwell has said, change is inevitable, growth is optional. With all that has changed, we grew individually and grew closer together as a class. We entered this school an eclectic group of inexperienced freshmen, and we are leaving it a unified body of mature, accomplished young men. The road to where we are tonight consisted of twists and turns, roadblocks, detours, and fallen trees, but we finally reached our destination. Change can be frustrating, and leaving high school is scary, but thanks to Don Bosco Prep, we have been prepared to move on to the next chapter of our lives, taking with us the friendships we made, the lessons we learned, and the memories we'll never forget. Thank you, classmates, for your friendship and for keeping classes interesting. Thank you, teachers, for your wisdom and guidance. Thank you to our families and friends for their endless love and support. Thank you all for coming to celebrate with us this evening, and congratulations to the class of 2019.
Aiden, thank you for your thoughtful and inspiring remarks. I would now like to invite Mr. Fazio, principal of Don Bosco Prep, to come forward to welcome and introduce this year's commencement speaker.
The Honorable Arnold Natali graduated from Don Bosco Prep in June 1982, a graduate of Fairfield University and Seton Hall Law. Arnold Natali was appointed to the New Jersey Superior Court and sworn in on February 19, 2013. Judge Natali previously served in the Family, Civil, and Chancery divisions in Middlesex County, New Jersey, and in March of 2017 was named Presiding Judge, General Equity. He was also designated by the New Jersey Supreme Court as the Complex Business Litigation Judge and the Mount Laurel Judge for Middlesex County. On August 1st, 2018, Judge Natali was appointed to the Appellate Division. Prior to becoming a judge, he had more than 20 years of litigation and experience. He was an associate and then a partner at McCarter and English, LLP, where he worked in general litigation and insurance coverage practice groups. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome our commencement speaker, the Honorable Judge Arnold Jr. Natali, to address our graduates.
Thank you. Thank all of you. Father Jim, Principal Fazio, administrators, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, proud parents and family, and graduates of the class of 2019. Let me be among those to congratulate you on this remarkable day for your incredible accomplishments, which include, but I'm sure are not limited to, graduating from the finest high school in the state. Let's jointly give them all a round of applause. After 4 years of reflection, I'm sure you appreciate the sacrifices your parents, family, and others close to you have made so that you would be sitting here today. I ask, actually, since I'm likely the only one here today that can do this, I order you to stand up, find them in the crowd, and I compel you to meet their gaze and thank them. You owe them more than you can possibly comprehend. That's all the graduates have to do that. I want you to stand up and look at your parents, find them in the crowd, and thank them. All right, court's back in session. Let's go, back down. All right. When Father Jim called to ask if I would speak today, I was of course honored, but honestly unsure if I should accept. I told him I needed to think about it, and I'd call him back after the weekend. I went home and I spoke to my wife, who was excited for me, but surprised at my hesitancy. I suspect her surprise had its genesis in the fact that she had endured decades, and I mean decades, of stories about Don Bosco. Countless dinners and social functions where I and some of my classmates notified her with great urgency about every football victory, gave her reports from Atlantic City whenever an Ironman won yet another state wrestling championship, and every conceivable accomplishment of any Don Bosco alumnus. I explained to her that my reluctance was based on the awesome responsibility I associated with giving a speech. And it is because for all the schools I've attended, speeches I've given, cases I've tried as a lawyer and a judge, this place, this school, holds a place in my heart like nothing else. She told me that was the reason I should speak today, and she was right. And while I was certainly a good, hard-working student during my years here, I graduated in a class that produced MIT-trained scientists, orthopedic surgeons, a Pulitzer Prize-winning author, CEOs, consultants at major companies, principals at highly decorated public schools, to name a few. And before you ask yourself, why is this guy here? Why couldn't Father Jim get one of them? I suspect I was asked because in addition to my fairly modest professional accomplishments, I represent all of you. I am indisputable proof that the Don Bosco tide lifts all boats. It is the place where I, like you, entered uncertain and left confident. I look at all of you in awe because I know I am staring into the faces of excellence. I don't care what your GPA was, nor your SAT scores. There are no average students here. No, before me sit highly competent, engaged, and socially and morally responsible men. In addition to a world-class education, you also obtain something else. And it needs to be mentioned because, like your education, it will endure beyond today. Forged in the halls of DeSales and Immaculata are lifelong friendships. And I know a little bit about that and would be remiss if I didn't stop here to talk about those friendships. Because in the crowd today are three of my classmates. One I've known for 45 years, two for 50. And about a week or so ago, I was in my chambers and I was struggling with an opinion. I was also writing this speech when I got a text from one of them. And I told him what I was doing, and I had forgotten to tell him that I was speaking here. But within minutes, he had texted our other classmates, and you know what they did? They dropped what they were doing, dropped their family responsibilities, and they're here today. And before that, they helped me revise this speech. If you think, so if it's too long, they're right over there. And if you think that that's ordinary or normal, it's not. It's a spectacular and unique situation of the school that we went to. When thinking about what to talk to you about today, I decided to talk about some basic life lessons. Some of you may have heard, some of you may haven't. I hope what I tell you today will assist, guide, and inform you in your quest for personally and professionally fulfilling life, a journey I'm confident you will complete successfully, such that when you look back on your lives, you'll be wearing a smile and not a frown. Finally, and I'm going to tell you up front, I'm going to end the speech with a few lessons, a piece of advice that you may not want to hear. The first lesson, and it may sound simple, be kind to others. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But ask yourselves, honestly, when was the last time you were unconditionally kind and did a generous act without expecting something in return? If it's daily and weekly, great, keep it up. And when I say be kind, I mean be kind to everyone. But what is kindness? Well, it certainly includes the big things, like helping the poor and the less fortunate. But I submit to you that kindness should and must be exhibited every day, and not to those who can help you, but to those who can't. Look at someone in the eye, smile and say hello, hold the door for someone, reach out to someone at work or in class next year who may have a difficult time connecting socially. That person who you reach out to may have not had a kind word sent to them in weeks. Before I became a judge, I was a commercial litigation attorney for over 20 years. My workday included prosecuting or defending civil actions on behalf of large corporations. It was stressful for sure, but my focus and perspective was narrow. I identified my clients' interests and either defended them or moved forward with their affirmative claim. Kindness wasn't on my daily to-do list. As luck would have it, and trust me, it was a lot of luck involved, I was nominated by the governor in 2013 to the Superior Court. About 9 months into my tenure, my assignment judge, similar to your principal, called me into his chambers and told me I was being transferred from the civil division to the family court, where I had no experience. And then he told me I was going to be transferred to the children in court docket, where I primarily would be handling child abuse and neglect cases, and cases where the state of New Jersey sought to terminate the parental rights of a parent. It was the most challenging but rewarding assignment I've ever undertaken. For among the many lessons I learned was the life-changing effect simple acts of kindness can have on others, and particularly children, and the devastating effect the absence of kindness and love can have on a human being. I witnessed parents turn their lives around, all with the assistance of other kind and selfless people who looked at them not as damaged, but as someone who needed help overcoming mental health and substance abuse issues. And we know at the core of kindness is respect. So treat with people with respect that they deserve. And everyone, I would submit, deserves respect. We're all in this together, Republicans and Democrats, rich and poor, old and young. It is not us against them, despite what you may be hearing from our political leaders on both sides of the aisle. And when I say be kind, that includes you. You'll be starting college soon, away from home, likely for the first time, taking challenging courses, forging new relationships without parental oversight. Finding out who you are will be part of your personal journey. You'll struggle at times. You'll endure painful breakups, perhaps not perform as we would like in a class or two. When, not if, you make mistakes, be kind to yourselves, because difficult times will come and go just like the tide. I implore you, be gentle with yourselves. But, if you must beat yourself up over that temporary bump in the road, take some advice that I only recently started following. Use a feather, not a hammer. Be passionate about whatever you do in life. Find what moves you, what motivates you. I am amazed at the lawyers I knew, not on my old firm, and know, who frankly don't like what they're doing. Going to work is a misery, clients an annoyance, brief writing an act of tedium, trying cases a chore. I am amazed because they spend all their time doing what they clearly don't like. And it's palpable. You don't need to be a CEO, a doctor, an accountant, a teacher, or a lawyer to be happy and successful. But do what speaks to you, what fulfills you. But how do we know what fulfills us? I submit, if you open your mind and heart to new experiences, people and places, and if you challenge yourself, you'll discover it. Actually, it will likely fall right into your lap. And when I say do what you love, you need not know it with the specificity as if you're going on a job interview. If you love math, explore it. You don't need to know today that you want to work at Goldman Sachs as an investment banker. If you happen to get that job, remember who gave your commencement speech. If you like to write. Maybe you'll be like our classmate, Don Venata, who won a Pulitzer Prize for his work reporting on Al-Qaeda after September 11. But before that, worked tirelessly for years on the class of 1982 yearbook. And please, don't pressure yourselves or permit others to pressure you to know with precision what you're going to do with your life at 18. Let me give you an example. I went to a small liberal arts college in Connecticut. I wasn't really sure what I was going to major in. In my junior year, I was considering going to law school, unsure of what it meant to be a lawyer, as neither my mother nor father at that time had graduated from college or knew a single lawyer. I spoke to my academic advisor, who astutely recommended I participate in an internship with the Bridgeport Public Defender's Office. The first day of that internship, I was asked to go to court and observe a criminal trial in progress. I remember the day like it was yesterday. The defendant was on trial for second-degree robbery and was defended by an incredibly dedicated public defender who was representing his interests conscientiously and diligently. I remember leaving court that day and thinking, this is what I was going to do with my life. There was no doubt about it. I wasn't sure if it would involve being a lawyer or a judge, but I was going to be involved in the administration of justice. I haven't had a professional regret since becoming a lawyer and then a judge. I suspect it's because I often remind myself of that rainy day in Bridgeport in 1985 and how I felt. My job never became a job at all. I can honestly tell all of you that I can't wait to get to work in the morning, and I really want to leave. Next, work hard, persevere, and embrace failure. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can replace a strong work ethic. Get in before your boss and leave after her. Complete your assignments days before they're due. And please don't quit or give up when things are difficult. You will fail, it will happen, I guarantee it. Get up and try again. The world loves redemption stories. I lost my first jury trial in spectacular fashion, but that experience, bumbling around the courtroom in Essex County as a 26-year-old young lawyer, taught me what to do and what not to do in a courtroom. I've talked a lot about professional success, and I'm certain all of you will achieve your professional goals. but please don't define your life by your work. Everyone knows me as Judge Natali, and I'm proud of that title, as it came as a result, yes, of some luck, but decades of personal and professional sacrifice. But I'm greeted with that title so often that sometimes I think that Judge is my first name. I have to remind myself and others that it isn't. I'm a husband to a remarkable woman. I'm a father to 2 incredible sons. I'm a brother to 4 wonderful sisters. I'm an uncle to countless nieces and nephews. I'm a cousin, and I'm a friend. Those are the roles that are more important to me than my professional title. And before I was a judge, I was a student right here. Please engage with your family. Be present with those around you. That doesn't mean just being physically present. That means being present mentally as well. Please fight the urge to view life as merely one event that leads to another, one crisis after another to overcome. Life is meals with your family, trips and visits with relatives, and yes, tears, sometimes lots of them. I beg you, as hard as it may be, to put your phones down. You simply cannot be present if your head is in your phone. If you do, you'll be a better listener, more engaged friend, son, brother, husband, and father. Sorry to let you in on this secret, repeated by many commencement speakers. Not all of your Facebook friends are your friends, and people really don't like you as much as they say they do on Instagram. Cultivate your family and your faith as if they were plants in a garden. Seriously. To have a successful garden, you must tend to and care for it every day, not once a week, every day. You just don't plant in May, water, and walk away from the garden, only to come back in August to pick the fruit from the plants, right? Because you know what will happen if you do that? An overgrown garden covered with weeds whose sole purpose is to siphon off the nutrients your plants need. Your peppers or tomatoes or eggplant or beans, assuming you have any, will be half the size they could have been had you simply taken 5 minutes every day to weed and prune the plants. Treat your family and your faith the same way. Talk to your parents, your relatives, and your friends daily, weekly. Increase your circle of influence to include work associates and those who share your interests. If you don't cultivate your life garden, don't be surprised, and certainly don't complain if what you're left with at the end of your life are people who crowd you, taking your energy, your nutrients from you, reducing you to that choked plant that never reached its potential. And that applies to your faith as well. Daily reflection will permit you to recenter, put into perspective your place in the world, here and after. It will hopefully teach you to think outside yourself, your needs. Trust me, and I will say it again, you will be successful, every one of you. I know from personal experience the power of this incredible Salesian education we received. But you will be challenged in your life's journey. It is your faith that will allow you to bridge those periods when all seems lost and enrich your life during the good times. Our time together is nearing its end, but I promised you I would likely say some things you do not want to hear. And for this, I admittedly am going to rely on the words of Chief Justice John Roberts of the United States Supreme Court. He spoke these words at a commencement speech given at his son's graduation. When I heard them, they so moved me because they were so accurate that I wish someone told them to me 40 years ago in 1982 when I sat where all of you sit today. So important are these words that I printed them out and hung them on the door of my chambers so that I and all my law clerks have the opportunity to read them daily. Please listen, as truer words have rarely been spoken. From time to time in the years to come, I hope you will be treated unfairly, so that you will come to know the value of justice. I hope that you will suffer betrayal, that you will teach you the importance of loyalty. Sorry to say, but I hope you'll be lonely from time to time, so that you don't take friends for granted. I wish you bad luck, again, from time to time, so that you will be conscious of the role of chance in life, and understand that your success is not completely deserved, and that the failure of others is not completely deserved either. And when you lose, as you will from time to time, I hope every now and then your opponent will gloat over your failure. It is a way for you to understand the importance of sportsmanship. I hope you'll be ignored so you know the importance of listening to others. And I hope you have just enough pain to learn compassion. Whether I wish these things on you or not, they're going to happen. And whether you benefit from them or not will depend upon your ability to see the message in your misfortune. Each and every one of you has been blessed, if for no other reason then you prove to have the capacity, intellectual and otherwise, to graduate from this remarkable place. You are obligated to do something with this education, with your lives. As the great educator Horace Mann said, be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity. God bless you, class of 2019. The future of our society will be in a better place. I am confident in it because of your talent, intelligence, and sense of justice. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for permitting me to share this remarkable day with you and your families at the place where it all began for me, and I suspect for all of you. Thank you. One more thing. Well, thank you. Thank you. I've two more things to say. I'll never forget this day because it's the only time in my life that I've had received applause for anything I've done in an athletic field. But I have to say one last thing I've been waiting to say for 40 years. Merry help of Christians. All right, thank you.
So, Judge Natali, on behalf of the Don Bosco community, it's my honor to present this plaque to you in thanks for speaking at our 104th commencement ceremony.
Well, thank you very much.
The plaque reads, "If one is to do good, he must have a little courage. Be ready for sacrifice. Deal affably with all and never slight anybody. St. John Bosco." In honor of and thanks to the Honorable Arnold L. Natali Jr., class of 1982, commencement speaker, Don Bosco Preparatory High School, Ramsey, New Jersey, June 1st, 2019. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
At this time, it is my honor to present to you the valedictorian of the Don Bosco Prep class of 2019. This young man is exceptionally multidimensional, a brilliant and tenacious scholar, an extraordinary artist, a member of multiple honor societies and the robotics team, and more. He will attend Princeton University in the fall, and whatever direction he ultimately pursues, we look forward to seeing what he will accomplish as he continues to challenge himself and embrace the world as it expands before him. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2019 valedictorian, Andrew Michael Puglisi.
First of all, I would like to thank the Honorable Arnold Natali, Father Jim, Mr. Fazio, Ms. Hollenbaugh, Mr. Moore, the Salesian community, the faculty, the staff, and of course, my family and friends. As I frantically wrote this speech last night at 2 a.m. in true Bosco fashion, I found myself struggling to capture the feeling of the moment before the arrival of the moment. How can I, in a few brief moments, capture the many competing feelings I have about the importance of this day? I contemplated what others had suggested I write in my speech over the last few days. Some people told me to make the audience laugh. Not being sure I'd be able to deliver, I would have recommended everyone watch the class of 2019 video, but got deleted. Some people told me to speak for the students who disliked Bosco, calling out the prejudiced attitudes of some of my classmates. Some told me to speak about the climate disaster we found ourselves in, one that seriously threatens the existence of the nearby Jersey Shore, the place where some of us spent prom weekend, but I won't get into that. I ultimately decided to do a few things with my farewell speech. First, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize all the people and events that were integral in the development of me as a high school student. I want to start by thanking the administration for, as Mr. Fazio says, being the locomotive that pulls the train. Somehow, every day, the administration turns mass chaos into controlled chaos. I also want to recognize the teachers that were so influential in helping me grow academically and intellectually. Whether it was the random philosophy lessons delivered by Mr. Campbell or the open classrooms of Mr. Kilduff and Brother Travis, wherein I spent the most time throughout my 4 years. For me, the art room and Mr. Kilduff's room were places where I felt free to express myself. Lastly, I need to mention the secretaries and janitorial staff, especially John the janitor, whose campy, coordinated outfits and hard work stunned us all. And to my fellow students, I ask, what is your collective perception of brotherhood? Is it strictly a group of guys who abide by the Bosco Honor Code? Is it marching up to a football game 300 strong, led by Mr. Fazio? For some, that is probably the idea of brotherhood. For me, however, the sense of brotherhood was harder to seek out, and I often did not see the true dimensions of community many others connected with. It was not immediately evident to me listening to Mr. Stanzak at freshman orientation that the hardest but most formative part of high school would be navigating the frequently intolerant waters of high school. During my junior year, as I began to open up to my classmates and be true to myself, I began to experience the narrow-minded attitude of some of my classmates in a new way. During these times, my struggle for acceptance often led to alienation. As a result, I threw myself into my studies and closed myself off from the rest of the student body. However, I eventually learned to seek out the people and places that made me comfortable. For that, I thank Mr. Darcy, among others, for opening up classroom discussions on a wide variety of topics and emphasizing the idea that we should all be able to live our lives the way we want. Over time, I was able to become the best version of myself. That version wasn't just someone who was good at getting good grades, but someone who was comfortable with being themselves. As we move into the next chapters of our lives, I encourage you, my fellow classmates, to practice tolerance. Once we leave here today, we are going to encounter a world filled with people of entirely different and novel experiences and backgrounds. Rather than marginalizing those who are different than us, my hope is that each of us will be ready to listen and work to understand. I know from experience that opening up and challenging norms may be hard at first, especially having attended a school where the student body treats the words of Tucker Carlson as dogma and Vineyard Vines as high fashion, but it is possible. Albert Einstein, in speaking of compassion, stated that a human being is part of the whole called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He himself, his thoughts and feelings are as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. I am sure that I am not the only one that found Bosco hard at times, but for me, the friendships I have formed over the last 4 years made my time here perfect. Congratulations to all, and I wish everyone the best of luck in the future.
Thank you, Andrew. With these exercises, the members of the graduating class of 2019 are successfully completing 4 years of study and close association with the administration, faculty, and staff of Don Bosco Preparatory High School. Prior to the awarding of diplomas, the graduates will be presented to the principal for validation. Will the members of the class of 2019 please stand? Mr. Fazio, after having satisfactorily completed 4 years of academic studies as prescribed by the State Department of Education, and in accordance with the accreditation of our educational program by the Middle States Association of Colleges and Schools, I affirm that these candidates have fulfilled all requirements as members of the class of 2019. It is with great honor that I present these young men for your validation and their diplomas. Don Bosco Preparatory High School has received approval and accreditation of our educational program from the Middle States Association of Colleges and Schools. We are empowered to issue diplomas to our students who have satisfactorily completed a course of studies prescribed by our charter according to the standards maintained by the state of New Jersey. Acting in the name of the administration and faculty of Don Bosco Preparatory High School and by the authority given me by the state of New Jersey and the Archdiocese of Newark, I am honored to declare you the members of the class of 2019 graduates of Don Bosco Preparatory High School.
As I read your name, I would ask that you come forward to receive your diploma for Mr. Fazio, Ms. Hollenbaugh, and Father Huser. So that the names of all graduates may be heard, please refrain from applause until the names of all graduates have been called. Andrew Edward Acuna. Oluwatobi Kofo Ajao. Eric Spike Siegel Ackerman. Martin Joseph Alexander. Jonathan Nicholas Alvarado. Armando Lazaro Alvarez. Kensho Edward Akari. Justin Vincent Armstrong. Ryan J. Ayala. Jason Azolino. Presenting Jason's diploma is his father Joseph, class of 1988. Jack Franco Bagan. Joseph Michael Balducci Jr. Congratulations, Jason. Mario Giuseppe Biancamano. Austin Ryan Birmingham. Adam James Bobroy. Jack Bolton. Curtis Stephen Bomber. Michael Stephen Bushbacher. Christopher Ryan Brian Calandra. Congratulations. Joseph F. Capone. Presenting Joseph's diploma is his father Carmine, class of 1981. Randolph Jaime Castillo. Ryan Anthony Kaywood. Congratulations to you too. Travis Ryan Sapalia. Presenting Travis's diploma is his father Tom, class of 1983. Daniel Saul Chiat. Austin Y. Chang. Adam Stanley Chiskowski. Jonathan Cohen. Congratulations. Thanks for setting up. Kian Anthony Conroy. Lucas Michael Contrado. Joseph Scott Corbett. Thomas Romania Costello. Presenting Thomas's diploma is his father Gerard, class of 1983. Congratulations. Anthony Salvatore Cristiano. Michael William DeBronzo. Matthew Nicholas Daly.
Thanks for sending them.
Sean Thomas Dalton. Joseph Martin Delachai. Matthew Michael DeLucci. Nicholas George DePinto. Joseph Anthony Destro Jr. Daniel James Devens. Sean Paul Deaver. Thomas Joseph Dillon. Matthew J. DiLorenzo. Humberto Owen Doherty. Frederick Joseph Donegan. Tyler John Downegian. Max Donovan. Thomas John Doherty. Christian J. Dremel. Michael Raj Dua. Ryan Michael Eitner. Presenting Ryan's diploma is his father Michael, class of 1986. Joseph Glenn Esposito. Daniel Joseph Fajardo. Guy Allen Fava. Presenting Guy's diploma is his father Guy, class of 1977. Patrick Ryan Fay.
Congratulations.
James Daniel Felton Jr. Peter Fernandandi.
Thanks for sending them.
Thomas Joseph Ferrari. James Anthony Fior. Peter Fliss. Michelangelo Forgione. Brandon Thomas Foti. Sebastian T. Fox. Eric Walter Frank. Evan Gregory Gabrielle. Mark Leo Garfinkel. Christian John Gellin. Presenting Christian's diploma is his father Abe, class of 1987. Kevin Gabriel Gellin. Presenting Kevin's diploma is his father Abe, class of 1987. Reese Robert Gerlach. Zachary Kyle Giacone. John Anthony Giovanni III. John Anthony Goki.
Thanks for sending them.
Griffin Thomas Gonzalez.
Congratulations.
Joseph Anthony Gonzalez.
Boy, you're all messed up.
Jeremiah Charles Goodridge.
Congratulations.
Peter Tenbrook Gordonier Jr. Vincent Michael Greco. Dale Scott Greenberg. Andrew John Ginjosi.
Congratulations.
Ty Andrew Haas.
Congratulations.
Jason Matthew Haber. Nicholas John Harper.
On this side, it's official.
Daniel Raphael Helfgott. David Gabriel Heredia. Presenting David's diplomas is Father Gabriel, Don Bosco Tech, class of 1980. Michael Ricardo Hernandez. Everett Grayson Hill. William August Hink. Brennan Aiden Isaac. Torin Christopher Jacobs. Connor Peter James. Juan Sebastian Harpa. Zoheb Javed. Brandon A. Jimenez. Anthony Robert Callis. John Gabriel Capitan. Paul Timothy Keenan. Hayden Connell Kelly. Giannis Villas Cursis. Alexander Morgan Kleba. Victor Kanapka. Alex Brandon Kovacs. Zachary Robert Kovanis. Jacob Evan Kracharski. David Scott Kime. William Edward Lamada. Presenting William's diploma is his father Matthew, class of 1985. John William Layton. Colin E. Lakeb. Presenting Colin's diploma is his father Charles, Don Bosco Tech, class of 1980. John Edward Ludke.
Johnny! Woo!
Sean Joseph McGee. Michael Ryan Mayer. Kevin James Martell. Trent Anthony Martini. Brent Christian Mastro Marino. Connor Edward Mathis. Alex Daniel Mattison. Kyle Patrick Mauer. Liam Michael Solar McDine. Owen McGlashan. John Thomas McCune. Thomas Michael McCune. Liam Robert McClinsky. Jack Michael Meehan. Shane John Meehan. Jake Michael Miller. Liam Christopher Miller. Jacob Raphael Mina. Conrad William Minutillo. Daniel Leon Mishustin. Kevin Robert Beauclair. John Biagio Madunio. Presenting John Biagio's diploma is his father Vito, class of 1983. Sean Liam Moran. Michael Kono Morelli. Alec Manuel Morlate. James Preston Morris II. Eric Charles Mortanti. Declan Patrick Mulholland. Jake Philip Murphy. Patrick Michael Murphy. Matthew Anthony Natal. Patrick Michael O'Gorman. Christopher Daniel O'Malley. Robert Daniel O'Neill III. Anthony J. Ottaviano. Piers J. Ozua. John Edward Papandrea. Brian Park. William Thomas Percarpio. Kellen Arthur Perez. Antonio Petrosino. Frank Cosmo Pizzani. Aiden Patrick Pizzo. Andrew Michael Puglisi. Patrick Ryan Rainey. John Michael Redeker. Christopher Russell Romai. Matthew Robert Salado. Charles Walter Schaefer. Alexander Daliker Sharp. Maxwell Jacob Schwartz. Thomas Andrew Schweigart. Tyler Michael Sedlak. Casey Truman Segda.
AJ!
Devin Avinash Sharma. Aiden John Shatui. Holden Joseph Shatui. Andrew Carmen Smith. Otis Samuel Smith. Matthew Solidaire. John Thomas Sprofera. Daniel Joseph Stefanski. Jared Alfonso Struz. Matthew Brian Schwartzberg. Peter Carl Schwartzberg. Wilton Joseph Sylvester III. Jake Ryan Tarantino. Daniel Jeremiah Torres. Dallas Riley Toth. Eric James Toohey. Marcus Anthony Trucio. Kevin Michael Valente. Evan Christian Van Rokens. Christopher John Barrales. Joseph Clancy Vieira. Benjamin Francis Bolino. Robert C. Welch III. Brandon F. Wertheimer. Andrew B. Weschke. Ryan James Welpley. Andrew David Wilmot. Charles Justin Wansowitz. Aiden Smith Youngs. Luke Robert Ziepvat. Dean Michael Zinzi. Logan Ross Zyvek.
Many students have done outstanding work in specific areas of study during their time at Don Bosco Prep and have been judged worthy of special recognition. These awards of excellence are presented by the administration and faculty to those students who have distinguished themselves through their commitment to the highest levels of scholastic excellence and achievement in specific areas of study. Graduates, as your name is called, please come forward. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Theology is awarded to Sebastian Fox. The Gold Medal for Excellence in English is awarded to Andrew Puglisi. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Latin is awarded to Aiden Youngs. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Spanish is awarded to Alec Morlote. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Italian is awarded to Austin Chang. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Mandarin Chinese is awarded to Sean Moran. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Mathematics is awarded to Aiden Pizzo. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Biology is awarded to Andrew Puglisi. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Chemistry is awarded to Alec Morlote. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Physics is awarded to Michael Marr. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Social Studies is awarded to Aiden Pizzo. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Business is awarded to Aiden Youngs. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Art is awarded to Andrew Puglisi. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Concert Band is awarded to Aiden Shatui. The Gold Medal for Excellence in String Orchestra is awarded to Sebastian Fox. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Vocal Music is awarded to William Hink. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Computer Science is awarded to Michael Marr. gold medal for excellence in robotics is awarded to Brent Mastromarino. The gold medal for excellence in physical education is awarded to Jack Reniker. The bronze medal for general excellence is awarded to Alec Morlote. The silver medal for general excellence is awarded to Aiden Pizzo. And the gold medal for general excellence is awarded to Andrew Puglisi. I would now like to invite Father Paul Chu, the coordinator of youth ministry, to come forward to announce this year's Don Bosco Award recipients.
God is good? All the time? Show some love. Good. All right, so listen up, guys. The Don Bosco Award was inaugurated at Don Bosco Prep High School to commemorate our 85th anniversary. The winners of this most prestigious award must meet certain and stringent criteria in the academic field, as well as in co-curricular activities. The awardees must also demonstrate the qualities of character, service, and leadership, which are the hallmarks of a Salesian education. The following graduates have met and surpassed these criteria and are recognized with the Don Bosco Award. Please come forward when your name is called. Adam Bobroy. Curtis Balmer. Matthew Daly. Sean Dever. Eric Frank. Victor Konopka. Brent Mastromarino. Liam McDine. Sean Moran. And Devin Sharma.
The Outstanding Graduate Award is presented to a senior who demonstrates superior qualities and virtue in all aspects of student life. He has demonstrated excellence in academics, in loyalty, service to the school, and manifested a wholesome attitude during his 4 years at Don Bosco Prep. In short, a young man whom we desire all Don Bosco Prep students to emulate. This year, the award for the Outstanding Graduate is presented to Jake Tarantino. At this time, I'd like to invite our principal, Mr. Fazio, to the podium for his principal's remarks. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Father Jim, Mr. Pender, Ms. Hollenbach, Mr. Moore, administrators, Salesian priests, our brothers, our beloved teachers, our beloved staff, to all our parents, to the graduates, congratulations. On or around September 1st, 2015, you walked into Don Bosco, and I know you heard these words from the honor code: noble, empathy, mental focus, optimism, respect, integrity. So I thought it would be fitting on your last day of your last speaker to hear the words of our honor code: noble, empathy, mental focus, optimism, respect, and the granddaddy of them all, integrity. In life, if you have integrity, nothing else matters. If you don't have integrity, well, nothing else matters. Lastly, be honest. Be honest always. Honest with your words. Always. This will be the last class, the last time that I will address a student body as a principal. In my 42 years, the only thing I have is that I was honest to all my students. I want you men to know that in these last 3 years, I've always been honest to you. I will never, ever forget this class. And I thank you for the respect that you have shown me over these last 3 years. And in closing, if nothing else works, as Mother Teresa always said, love. Love is the greatest gift of all. And I love you guys and I salute you. Thank you very much.
At the conclusion of the ceremony, the faculty, staff, and administration will proceed out first, followed by the class of 2019. At this time, I ask everybody to please stand for our benediction by our Director President, Father James Huser. Once again, congratulations, class of 2019. Well done.
Let us pray. Gracious God, bless our graduates. Before they were even formed, you knew them. While in their mother's womb, you called them. At their birth, your breath filled them with life. Today, we celebrate what they have become in their years at Don Bosco Prep. As they have found here a home that welcomed, may they always give a warm welcome to others whose paths they will cross. As they have found here at church that evangelized, may they announce to others the good news of God's love in Jesus. As they have found here a school that prepared them for life, may they use their learning to help others whose lives are less fortunate. And as they have found here a playground where they met friends and enjoyed themselves, may they continue to reach out to others in genuine friendship and solidarity. May St. John Bosco, who awaits them all in heaven, bless them. May Mary, Help of Christians, who is a genuine mother, protect them. And may your Son Jesus, who is their way, their truth, and their life, lead them to genuine happiness. We ask this blessing upon each of them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Clips, music, folds of music, everything. Brian, may I have the box? Give me the box and I'll take care of it. Music, please put the music away.